Jai Guru, Swami Nirviseshananda Tirtha ji will be in the Washington DC metro area from 18th April to 1st May to conduct the annual Enlightened Living Program. April 21st and 22nd, workshop on Personality Transformation, the Vedantic Way, Schaus Village Community Center, Vienna, Virginia. Details and registration form available from cirdna.org. April 24th to 26th, Voice of the Upanishads. Discourses based on Shvetashvatara Upanishad, American Legion, McLean, Virginia. April 27th to 29th, Three Keys to Happiness. Discourses based on Bhagavad Gita, Nirankari Mission, Chantilly. For more information, contact 703-748-8405, 703-280-8354. Visit cirdna.org.
जन्म वृद्धि परिणत्यपक्षय व्याधिनाशन विहीनमव्ययम् विश्वसृष्ट्यवविभातकारणं ब्रह्म तत्त्वमसि भावयात्मनि स्वाराज्य साम्राज्य विभूतिरेषा भवत्कृपा श्रीमहिमप्रसादात् प्राप्ता मया श्रीगुरवे महात्मने नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु नमो नमस्तेस्तु पुनर्नमोस्तु नमस्तस्मै सदैकस्मै कस्मै चिन्महसे नमः यदेतद्विश्वरूपेण राजते गुरुराजते यदेतद्विश्वरूपेण राजते गुरुराजते. Before we start, we will chant the Shanti Patha of Kathopanishad. It is before the Upanishad starts, in the beginning you will find it. This we will do every day before starting the class and at the end of the class. Sahana Vavatu, that Shanti Patha. You can chant following me. I will stop after each line. You can follow. Om Sahana Vavatu. Om Sahana Vavatu. Sahano Bhunaktu. Sahaviryam karavavahai. Tejasvinavadhitamastu. Ma vidvishavahai. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. We had the Kathopanishad session here earlier also. Every time we start and we reach it to a certain extent, so the latter half is never taken. Now this time it so happened that in Jamshedpur we had taken Kathopanishad and we came up to 1.2.20. That I will tell you later on also. So we thought of taking from thereafter so that the second half is also done. Particularly because now these programs are being recorded for the Disha channel and we have to generate the matter. We cannot record separately for the program. So this much we have already done and after that we will do here. But those who are new and have not gone through Kathopanishad at all, I will give a summary. Maybe first day, from tomorrow we will go ahead with the second half. That is, in Jamshedpur we had done up to 1.2.20. That is Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan. We will start after that from here. Now, as far as the Shanti mantra is concerned, this Sahana Vavatu, all these Shanti pathas, they are extremely important. They are all self-addressed prayer. That is, it is not praying to somebody else. Even if it is prayed to somebody else to the truth, the purpose of any prayer is self-addressed. That is, while praying, if we pray sincerely, whatever we are uttering during the prayer, if we are sincere about it, then it will change our own mind, intelligence, personality, everything. That is the prayer. So, that bhava, emotional association with the mantras is very important. When we are saying that Sahana Avatu, Saha Nau Avatu, Saha Nau Bhunaktu, we are saying that may we too be protected, may we too be nourished. Now when we are saying may we too means we are referring to the teacher and the student. Why? Is it a selfish prayer? No. Because the importance of the lineage, importance of the teacher and the student relationship is extremely important in this subjective field of knowledge. Because we are getting this knowledge from how many thousands of years, we don't know. It is coming down to us through the lineage of Guru, Shishya, Parampara, the lineage of Guru and the teacher and the student. So if the teacher and the student are protected, then this knowledge lives in this society, in this world. And the knowledge, to preserve the knowledge is extremely important, because if it goes from the society, then the society will get distracted from its auspicious path, finally resulting into destruction. So, giving the importance of Brahma Vidya for the sustenance of the society, to keep the society on the auspicious track forever, this importance of the Guru-Shishya relationship comes. And without a proper Guru-Shishya relationship, this knowledge cannot be transmitted from the Guru to the Shishya. It is like lighting a lamp with another lit flame. Suppose you are given a picture of a fire. With that you cannot light a flame. What we get from the book is like the picture of a fire. It is not the lived knowledge. The teacher's purpose is to light the flame in us, flame in the disciple, so that the disciple by his sadhana, he makes the flame ablaze, and more it brightens up. Finally the disciple is able to light the flame to the next generation of the disciple. That is how the knowledge proceeds from one generation to the other generation. So this prayer is actually to put our mindset in harmony with the transmission, communication of the knowledge. So we are praying, may we too be protected, may we too be nourished. Nourished means our all body, mind, intelligence, everything should be nourished well by Sattva Guna. The Sattva Guna helps us to retain the knowledge. So Sattva Guna has to be fed to our body through the Sattvika food. Sattva Guna has to be fed to our mind through Sattvika thoughts, Sattvika interactions, Sattvika reading. Sattva-guna has to be fed to our intelligence by sattvika analysis, as we do in the Shastras, the analyzing the Shastras without egoistic motive, analyzing with humility and trying to understand, inquire. All these are contributing to the sattva-guna of the intelligence, so that our personality undergoes a sattvika transformation. Without a sattvika transformation, we will not be able to retain the knowledge. One is to receive the knowledge. If we are humble, we will be able to receive the knowledge, but it will not remain with us. The moment we go into the world, it will again be lost. So to retain the knowledge, we have to undergo this sattvika transformation of our being. That is the sadhana. Particularly in knowledge sadhana, that is the only sadhana. To completely undergo a transformation of our personality. So this nourishment is extremely important. May we too be nourished. Means nourishment through food, gross food, through thoughts and ideals for the mind, through analysis, sattvika analysis for the buddhi, and also emotion. By liberal thoughts, by loving thoughts, we make our buddhi also Sahanau avatu sahanau bhunaktu sahaviriyam karavavahai. Whatever we do, may we do with courage. Now courage means it is not the external courage that we have lot of power in hand, lot of property in hand. It's not that. Courage comes from within. In Kathopanishad it is said, Atmana vindate viryam. The real virya, it comes from within, from our Atma, from our inmost self. So when we are anchored in our inmost self, when we are in association with our pure identity, our real identity, then automatically we become courageous to do whatever is righteous, whatever is the truth. That courage is extremely important. This truth is not meant for fearful people, weak people, for the weaklings. The Upanishads tell us very clearly that it is not meant for the weaklings. Nayamatma balahinena labhyo. He says, Ayamatma balahinena nalabhyaha. By a weakling it cannot be attained. When we are anchored in our soul, then that gives us the greatest courage. Sahaviryam karavavahai. But whatever we are doing, may we do with courage. That means we do remaining anchored in our soul. Sahanavavatu sahano bhunaktu sahaviryam karavavahai. Tejasvi now adhitamastu. Whatever we are studying, may it become tejasvi, brilliant. Now what we are studying, we may intellectually grab it and start speaking about it, discussing about it, but it will not become tejasvi unless we live it. This is a knowledge to be lived. This is a subjective knowledge. Every bit of it has to be lived by us. So if you are not living the knowledge, it will never be tejasvi. So when we are praying, tejasvi now adhitamastu, whatever we study, may it become tejasvi. We are praying and we should be sincere in our prayer that may we live the knowledge, whatever we are studying. Tejasvi now adhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. May there not be any intolerance between us. May there not be any hatred between us. Yes, it can happen because this is a sadhana where the Guru has to correct the Shishya every step, and our ego will prevent us from doing it, from accepting it. The disciple's ego, the whole sadhana is to dissolve the ego, dissolve our possessiveness. So without correction from the teacher, correction from the Guru, we cannot proceed in this path. But at the same time, it is extremely difficult to get rid of our ego, get rid of our possessiveness. For a renunciate sadhaka also, it is extremely difficult. Most of the cases, people are not able to live with the Guru because of this, because they are not ready to dissolve their ego beyond a certain limit. So they better practice their sadhana, whatever they think about the sadhana, away from the Guru. But the real sadhana can be done only in the association of the Guru. And there, the dissolution of ego and possessiveness are the main things. So, one has to correct, transform, listening to the Guru. In the process, hatred might be generated, intolerance might be generated. Even the Guru may become intolerant about the Shishya because of so many defects in the part of the Shishya. The prayer says that Guru also should not be intolerant about the Shishya. The Shishya is supposed to be imperfect, immature. So the Guru has to accept all the defects of the Shishya to bring him up. So that is why this special statement, Ma Vidvishavahi, is coming. I have discussed this in the beginning of the Upanishad in lot more detail, just summary I now told you. Now, this Kathopanishad, it starts with a story, and this story part is very important in this Kathopanishad. It is considered to be one of the very fundamental Upanishad. Actually, we take it up as the first Upanishad to be studied. Generally in our ashram, we always start with Kathopanishad. Because this knowledge is, although it appears to be knowing about the Atma and who am I, all that, but truly speaking, it is a personality transformation process. So in Kathopanishad, through the story, the Rishi has described it very well through the character of Nachiketa, that what a sadhana means. So in our prior discussion in Jamshedpur, we had given in great detail how each step of Nachiketa's behavior, Nachiketa's reactions to the situations, how it can be related to the sadhana, our spiritual sadhana, which is essential for becoming fit for knowledge. In all the Shastras, there is something called Adhikara Tattva. Adhikara means fitness. That somebody is fit for a certain kind of a sadhana. For knowledge sadhana, the fitness comes through sadhana chatushtaya. It's a fourfold qualities or fourfold pursuits which makes one fit for absorbing the knowledge, living the knowledge. In fact, if these fourfold qualities, if they are there in ample measure, then the knowledge does not need much effort to be absorbed. And that is very clearly told in Kathopanishad. The story goes like this, that Vajashravas Muni was doing a huge yajna, which is a ritualistic ceremony of the Karma Kanda of the Vedas. Karma Kanda of the Vedas means where the rituals are noted. The Vedas are divided into two, Karma Kanda and Jnana Kanda. Those who are not fit for Jnana Kanda, they will do only karmas, they will do the rituals for the perfection of their personality. Once they develop enough of sadhana chatushtaya, they are supposed to take to the knowledge pursuit. This is the principle. Now, the Upanishad, in very brief statements, it shows that Nachiketa's father, Vajashravas, was not fit for knowledge. Why? Because he was not even performing the rituals with in a proper manner, the way the Vedas have suggested it. And why was he flouting the Vedas in performing the yaga? Because of his greed, because of his possessiveness. So it is not so much to do with the performance of the yaga, but to show that how he was not a pure-minded person. That at the end of the yaga, one has to give everything he has. The dana is so much important in all the rituals that a king should become a pauper after the yaga by distributing all wealth. This is the principle. But in Vajashravas, after performing the yaga, he was giving to his priest who performed the yaga for him, to them also, he was giving only useless cows, which will never yield anymore, never calve anymore, which have got some defective limbs, etc. Now, the Kathopanishad presents Vajashrava's son, Nachiketa, who was only 7 years old, a young son. Seeing the father doing all these things, gifting things in the wrong manner, the Kathopanishad says, Shraddha dawned in his mind. But this Shraddha did not dawn in his father's mind. Shraddha means what? In Vedanta, the Shraddha means Shastreshu Guru Vakyeshu Bhakti Shraddha Nigadyate. That is having a full faith, giving supreme importance to what the Shastras are saying, the scriptures are saying, and what the teacher is saying. Giving the supreme importance to that. All other things will be in secondary position. But they will do everything to follow the Guru's instructions or the scriptural instructions. That is called Shraddha. So the Kathopanishad says that Shraddha dawned in Nachiketa's mind. That Shraddha did not dawn in his father's mind, who was old, who had done so many rituals. Nachiketa had not done any rituals at all. But even then, his mind was pure. So Shraddha dawned. He started thinking that what my father is doing is absolutely wrong. It is not approved by any of the Shastras. This is not the way to gift. But what can be done? He understood that instead of this, father was doing this yaga to go to a heaven. Because this heaven, hell, etc., all these are part of the Karma Kanda, the first portion of the Vedas. To bridle people, to keep them on the auspicious path, all these are designed. I have discussed in great detail earlier, I will not go into the details. So, in fact, the way he is doing, if he does not perform the yaga properly, if he was not gifting properly, then instead of going to heaven, he will go to hell. So Nachiketa understood that this will take him to hell. So how to protect my father? So Nachiketa remembered that Shastras say that gifting one's son is the most difficult gift. If anybody can gift his son, then many other wrong gifts, the papa done, the sinful act of gifting wrong things will be compensated by gifting the son. So he approached his father and said that, Father, to whom are you going to gift me? Now father understood, whenever we do anything wrong, don't think that our inmost self does not understand. Because we are in reality we are that universal self, which is one, universal, which has all the good qualities of love, compassion, expansion as its qualities. So whenever we are doing anything wrong, from inmost level there is a voice, inner voice, which is telling us that what you are doing is not right, which makes us feel weak, which makes us feel fearful, makes us feel constricted, small, heavy also. This inner voice, if we listen to the inner voice, more and more we listen to the inner voice, we will find that we are doing everything with courage. As I said, the courage comes from within. By doing everything, we will feel strengthened, following the inner voice. But because of our slavery to the external situation, slavery to the external attraction and repulsion, we are not able to heed the inner voice. This we must understand. Let us not say that the inner voice I don't have. Everybody has, because everybody is the real soul. In reality, he is the universal soul. The inner voice is same for everybody. But some are able to heed the inner voice, some are not able to heed. Why we are not able to heed? Because our mind is taken away by the attraction and repulsion of the worldly situations, worldly objects. So we are slave to the worldly situation, and being slave, we are not heeding the inner voice. If we can win over the slavery, we will find that the inner voice is becoming louder and louder and louder. Finally, we will not be able to violate it at all. We will do whatever our inner voice says. So Nachiketa's father immediately understood that this boy has caught that I am doing things wrongly, not according to the Vedic injunction. And because of greed and desire and all, what happens in such cases? Because of ego, what happens? The father gets angry. When somebody is correcting, when somebody has understood and he wants one to get corrected, the father immediately got angry. So he did not reply. Once, twice, thrice, Nachiketa asked that, Father, whom are you going to gift me? Father, whom are you going to gift me? And Nachiketa was such a pure, simple boy. The father got so annoyed with him that he finally cursed him that I will give you to Yamaraja, to Mrityave Tvam Dadamiti. I will give you to death, which means almost cursing the boy to death. I will give you to death. Now that boy was so sincere about it, like Rama, as you know, that father's word should become true. The father said, you go to Vanavasa, father had given word. So Rama, in spite of the father saying that you kill me and you sit on the throne, you should not go to the Vanavasa. Even then Rama went. Like that Nachiketa also. He thought that my father has said once that I give you to death. So I must go to death. Now it is a combination of mythology. It's a mythology and the truth. The myth is not so important. It is only given to explain the character of Nachiketa. So how did he go to Yamaraja? Is there any Yamaraja? All that. We need not question that. That is not the purpose of the Shastras. The purpose of the Shastras is to tell the sadhakas, the seekers, that how one should behave. And Nachiketa is the ideal seeker, the model seeker of Kathopanishad. So every behavior of Nachiketa we have to understand. Suppose your father says like that, what will you do? Will you behave like that? We have to introspect. We have to compare with Nachiketa. How could Nachiketa behave like that? Even if he has found out something wrong with the father, how we would react in such cases? And why should we react in such cases? How Nachiketa did not react in that manner, but in a different manner. This will tell us how a seeker should behave in every step. Now the next part of the story is that Nachiketa goes to Yamaraja, and Yamaraja was not there in his palace. 3 days, 3 nights, he waited there without food, without drink. He simply waited there. And then finally when Yamaraja came, all of them felt that there has been great sin done, because a brahmachari boy with such pure-hearted boy had been sitting here for 3 days and 3 nights. Nobody has looked after him. There has been great neglect on the part of the palace, and Yamaraja being the king of his palace, Yamaraja means the lord of death, being the king of his palace, the whole responsibility finally belongs to him. So he has to do something to remove the wrong done to the boy. So he promises that he requests Nachiketa to ask for 3 boons for the 3 days and nights he remained without food and drink. Now the story goes like this, but in each step I have explained that how Nachiketa's behavior proves that he had enough amount of sadhana chatushtaya. What is sadhana chatushtaya? It is Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadamadi, Shatka Sampatti, Mumuksha. Viveka means the discrimination between what is permanent and what is impermanent. Or for ordinary people we can say that what will lead them on the auspicious path and what will take us away from the auspicious path. That is the Viveka, the discrimination. Now, if it is a proper discrimination, then it must lead us to Vairagya. Why? Because once we know that this path will lead me away from the auspicious goal, and this path will lead me to the auspicious goal. Thereafter, after analyzing with Viveka, if we understand that, but still follow the inauspicious path, not following the auspicious path, then that Viveka has got no meaning at all. So in English we will call, he has great discrimination to understand what is auspicious, what is inauspicious. But in our culture we will not call it a Viveka. It might be discrimination, but it is not Viveka. We will call it Viveka only when the Viveka leads to the proper selection. When you follow the right path, following Viveka, then only we will call that it is Viveka. If you don't follow the path suggested by Viveka, then we don't call it Viveka. It is only bookish Viveka. It is not a practiced Viveka. Every step of our Shastras one has to live. Whatever we are studying, we have to live it. That living is most important because it is a science of our own personality, science of our own identity. It is not knowing something about the camera or the recorder or the motor car. It is knowing about our own self and finally to know what is our real, purest, pristine identity.